I had this question that I would ask, right? Once I got to a point of being frustrated. And the question was typically some form of, why am I calling the people I'm calling and why am I calling them now? Because typically sales training doesn't answer that question.
My name is Topher Benderson. I've come all the way from Barracuda, New Mexico, on the search to find the hashtag secret to sales. Hashtag secret to sales. You know where it is, baby. Topher Benderson, here we are. You've spent quite a bit of time in a sales role,
Right.
But then you moved on to...
What I'm doing is essentially helping SDRs answer the question, what if you removed title from the equation and you added up all the conversations that you've had about the problem that you're solving? Then would your level of expertise be good enough to share with your audience? And I think the answer would be yes, but I think what happens a lot of the time is the thought leaders that folks are following, they're VPs or CEMOs or of something, and so it's quite intimidating for these folks who are in these entry-level positions.
So what are maybe some ways in which you can get over the fear of that?
My personal way to get over fear, and it's something I read a long time ago, do things that make me feel confident, just in a general way to get over fear. So dancing in my underwear to Britney Spears is something I do to feel confident, but if that's not your bag, whatever it is, just first of all, to start your day, do something that makes you feel confident, but to overcome once you're ready to go for it and talk to this person, focus on the impression you're gonna make versus the result, or be a member of those communities where the folks who have the problem that you're trying to solve are part of, and the more you allow yourself to be a part of those communities and those conversations, the less you'll feel like you don't know what you're talking about and like you don't belong. Because you'll find that those folks are typically excited to help you, and they don't bite.
You asked a very interesting question around communities, and you were interested in building one yourself.
Yes.
What's interesting about that?
I had this question that I would ask, right? Once I got to a point of being frustrated. And the question was typically some form of, why am I calling the people I'm calling and why am I calling them now? Because typically sales training doesn't answer that question. And because so much of those functions are siloed, as an entry-level salesperson, you don't have access to that kind of information, right? And I thought, what if a bunch of us got together and decided that we're going to talk about how bad we need that information until someone listens? Marketers and sales leaders are buying these tools like Chorus and outreach, and there's not a single SDR sort of consulted on how that's going to go. And maybe, from a business perspective, as far as how things work, you shouldn't be necessarily asking SDRs, but they certainly should be a part of the conversation. So I'm just trying to get that voice amplified and improve the quality of life and work and results for those of us that work in that field.
That's a great mission.
It go like this,
Yeah.
and then like that.
Yeah.